All right, Alec, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So now that you're a few months out, how does it feel to probably have the highlight of the 2022 season?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really special moment. Sometimes I look back at that play and I'm still kind of just like shocked at the kind of my response to catching it was kind of just sitting there and like, wow, I just made it. Instead of going around, jumping around and celebrating, it was like taking it like, hey, I've done this before. When I've of course never made a one-handed catch like that before, but it's really cool with the gravity of that conference championship bid on the line and all that different stuff. It was a special moment.
So right around after that catch, I and Jeff Sharon, we actually spoke to your high school coach Mike Kruzak from Trinity Prep, and we had to talk. And he told us that you actually had to get kind of recruited by your brother by Max in order to come on the football team. And so I wanted, because you were playing basketball before that, and so I wanted to kind of get your point of view on this. What was it like to kind of get into football?
Yeah. So at Trinity, what kind of happened was we played the middle school football, and at the time I was still small, not really like growing much. So I didn't know necessarily if I wanted to get into football, and I loved basketball at the time and was doing all the traveling. So I was really focused and invested on that. And then our junior year season, we had a coaching change at our high school for basketball, and Max was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out for the football team. And then maybe a day later, I'm like, dang. I think I might regret it if I don't do it as well, since I love football, would go to every single game for our school. And halfway through the junior year season, I just decided, hey, I'm going to do it. And we went out there and played for Coach Kruzak. We were blessed to have an amazing coach, and the rest is history, just going out there making plays and then getting the opportunity to come here.
So does it feel a little kind of, I guess, fate, or in a way that you ended up at the school that Kruzak once coached?
Yeah, it was really funny because going into that process, I told him, I was like, hey, I'm interested in UCF, and I know that you have connections there. Could you help me kind of get that foot in the door to go there? Because I had some other offers, but I really wanted the UCF offer. It ended up not working out, and I got a preferred walk-on spot. But I mean, now it's just, when you get your foot in the door, you're going to take advantage of that opportunity, and that's what I did. That's what a lot of walk-ons do across the country, is take advantage of their opportunities and then be able to shine on the stage.
What does it mean to you to be able to have had this success at UCF? Because not only is it your hometown team, but the connection to your high school coach.
Yeah, I think that every single time that I go out on the field, I'm playing for God, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, as well as my family and all those who have invested in me throughout my athletic career, whether that's someone like Coach Kruzak, that's someone like a basketball trainer that I had, like O-Hoops is a basketball training around here, TNT Hoops, like there are these different basketball training places that help me with my hand-eye coordination, where I wouldn't be able to catch a ball like I can if I didn't work out with them. And all the different coaches and people that invested in me throughout the process, those are kind of the people I'm out there playing for.
So I still remember this photo that got posted on Twitter of Max, your brother, at a 2015 UCF game during that winless season, with the sign that said they'd rather go winless than get a USF diploma. So I just wanted to ask, what is it like for you, like in that moment? Because I imagine that Max probably told you or something. And so what is it like to kind of have been a part of that moment, and now to find yourself here and arguably having one of the biggest highlights of a UCF season, and now you're in the Big 12?
I mean, I think that being on ESPN that one game and just getting the spotlight shows just the dedication that like we've had to UCF, coming to like almost every game since they've been on the campus that was on a weekend. I mean, we'd come to every single game, support the Knights, and I think it's just a little snapshot of how much we love this university and how much we want this place to succeed, especially now in the Big 12.
What's it like with John Rice, what he does? I mean, he's practicing with you guys, he's playing center field, baseball in the spring and all that. What's that like as a fellow athlete? Do you marvel at some of the things, how he's balancing all that?
I mean, it's really impressive. He's such a special athlete in his own right, being able to compete at a Division I level in two extremely competitive sports in the U.S. So I think that seeing him, it's motivational that, hey, can I push myself harder? I'm here at football. Why don't I go get an extra lift in? I mean, he's out there playing on the field. Let me get an extra lift. Let me go catch more jugs. So I think it really inspired a bunch of the guys that, hey, let's put more in, let's pour more in, let's get after it this offseason.
How often this offseason do you get asked about the catch? Like that's going to be part of your legacy. It's a famous catch. I mean, on our site at Black and Gold Banneret, it was overwhelming, the most popular play that people love. What's that like? How often do people come up to you and ask you about it? Like, what's that like?
Yeah, it's funny. It usually is like, oh, so you're Alec, you play tight end at UCF, you're number 82. Oh, you made that catch. So that's usually how the conversation goes. And I mean, I think it's really special. Just when you think about what goes behind that story of making that catch, where you go from being a 9th string walk-on to now starting, now this year being elected as a team captain, it's just the evolution. I've seen every aspect of what college football is, and I don't know. It's a special moment where it all comes together. But I see more of the process rather than the actual event. If you understand what I'm saying.
What do you take from last season that you think will help you this season?
Yeah, from last season, I think that it's the confidence. You have to have confidence every single time you're going out there. You have to make big plays, like making a play like that, or the play in Memphis, getting a first down in another game during that year. Is just, if you can make those plays for your team, then you're going to have a great chance of victory. So when you take that confidence and you can pour it on, and then next year just come out with the highest confidence you've ever had, I mean, you're going to be able to perform at the highest level.
What's the difference between the Alec Holler that first walked on campus as a preferred walk-on versus the Alec Holler we're seeing right now entering the year as a starter, a parent, and in the Big 12?
I think that I've seen a lot of stuff throughout this process. I know what hard work looks like. I know what it looks like to succeed at this level. And now it's just this last season, it's, hey, I'm going to pour everything out. You can't take anything for granted. I mean, you could go out on the practice field and get hurt. I've experienced that myself my second year here. So it's every single moment, every single meeting that you're here, you got to take advantage, because you never know when it may be your last meeting, it might be your last practice or your last game. So taking advantage of every single moment and just performing your best and trying to make your family and God proud.
So what is the biggest thing that either you yourself or this offense's general unit, what's the biggest thing you guys want to either nail down or improve on before the season starts?
I mean, we're harping a lot on making explosive plays. I think that last year when we had the most explosive plays, we were the most successful. I feel like that's kind of an obvious statement to make, but it's important to have those plays in there where you're installing them. Hey, we need to, let's get the ball down the field, because those are big momentum plays. They're bigger than just the yards that you see on the stat sheet. So I'd say harping on making explosive plays and hustling every single play, being that, playing without the ball, perimeter blocking, all those different things that go into it.
Yeah, Coach Malzahn did say you guys were working a lot more on end of game situations, and I mean, considering your personal experience with that, it seems like a good skill to have.
Yeah, I think that preparing for those moments at the end of the games are definitely extremely important. I think that we've talked a lot about, even before last season, every single season in training camp, hey, what are we going to do when there's 2 minutes on the clock? We got a couple timeouts. How are we going to perform? What are we going to do? And I think that you saw it in the USF game. We went out and we executed and we did what we were supposed to.
Awesome. Well, best of luck this season,
Thank you,
Alec.
sir.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you.